and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army. For his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Your key chain. Your key chain under the door.
Alright, I'm gonna start up. I tried to go live on Facebook, but I ain't really see nobody coming that one. But I usually get most of my views out there on Facebook, but I know I ain't been on there in a minute. So I'm gonna just start up on this one. Alright. Let's see. Alright, Shalom. This brother Yashawan by YAHAWAH'S camp. Today I'm going to get into 2nd Esdras 14 and 17. This is something I was meditating on this morning. The Most High put in my spirit, so I'm going to go into it. Alright, so first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Like I said, we finna get into 2nd Esdras 14 and 17. Please forgive me in advance. This ain't a lesson that I wrote out and I had time to plan out. This is something that the Most High put in my spirit literally this morning, so I'm going to bring it out. So I'm going to be jumping around a lot. All right. So we going to start off at 2nd Esdras 14 and verse 17. Right. So this book of 2nd Esdras chapter 14 verse 17. It says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, right? So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein," right? So that was something I've been meditating on for the past couple weeks, just based off of things that's been going on an everyday basis, just by things that I see in life on an everyday basis, right? So certain things I've been noticing, like things that used to be a priority in America is not so much in today's world. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna use a couple examples, right? So at my job where I work at, it recently been a lot of cars getting broken into, right? A lot of vehicles getting broken into, people's houses getting broken into. So one example, right? It was this one sister, her car got broken into and they vandalized it. So she had called the police, right? And basically what the police, they asked her if she had car insurance. So when they asked her that, they basically told her, like, whatever happened, you gonna have to deal with that by yourself, right? They said whatever happened with that, you gonna have to call your insurance company and you gonna have to take care of that by yourself. We can't really do nothing for you, right? And the dude that did it, they had the guy on camera and everything, but the police said they can't do nothing about it, right? And that happened to another sister too. Her car got broken into. She had credit cards and IDs and money and stuff stashed in there. They took all that. She called the police, tried to put in a report that look, you gotta take care of that by yourself. We ain't got time for that. We got a shortage of officers, right? They still live. If ain't nobody life in danger, we ain't got time for that. That's basically what they told her, right? Because in the days we live in there right now, a lot of these police departments, they got a shortage of officers and people working for them due to the COVID. And a lot of these officers, they believe that they're not getting paid enough for the job that they're doing. So a lot of them leaving, a lot of them quitting or finding other jobs, right? So back in the day, I remember my mom, her car got broken into one time. It was this one dude in the neighborhood that was breaking into a lot of people's cars. So when they called the police, they pulled up with a gang of the whole squad. They had like 6 cars out there. They caught the dude, they filed a report, but in today's world, your car get broken into, your house get broken into, you call the police, they're like, hey, look, you got insurance? If you got insurance, you take care of that yourself. We ain't got time for that. We only out here for the bodies. If ain't nobody life on the line, we ain't got time for that. That's basically what they on, right? So what the Lord is telling you in these last days, that all these things, how this government set up, they got, the so-called police out here, they got, the ambulance, all these hospitals. In these last days, slowly and slowly, you gonna start to see these things be a thing of naught, right? Like I said, you call the police and tell them somebody broke in your car, they go tell you, well, if you got insurance, that's on you. You take care of that. We ain't got time for that. We got a shortage of officers. We only out here for the bodies. If ain't nobody life on the line, no callers, we ain't got time for that, right? So in these last days, the police, they ain't gonna be protect you. It ain't like they been protecting our people anyways, but they ain't, if it ain't no blood being shed, they not out here doing nothing for you. You go see more and more police officers starting to quit their job, right? And it's gonna get to the point where even if it is somebody life on the line, you go call the police, they ain't gonna show up for another 3 or 4 hours. You'll be like, oh, what took you so long? Well, we only got 50 officers. We had to, we only could do but so much. Right? So back to that in 2nd Esdras 14 and 17, it says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So as you see time to go on, this world is getting weaker through age. Right? Things that was a priority a couple years ago and years before, they not a priority in today's world. Right? This world is getting weaker and weaker. Every 10 minutes, all you see is when you look at the news, is all type of crazy stories. Right? Every 10 minutes. Oh, it's a tornado. It's a hurricane. It's an earthquake and somebody, a mass shooting, right? Even things that you never seen before. It seems like every time I look at the news, somebody getting murdered. You got people killing their own kids. I don't know what's been going on with that too lately. It's like a lot of people I've been seeing a lot of reports of people killing their own kids, right? Killing their own family members, right? All hell breaking loose in these last days. That's why the Lord said evil is going to increase. Like I said, there's going to be a point in time where you go call the police. Hey, somebody broke in my house. Somebody broke in my car. I want to file a report. They're going to be like, well, look, we ain't got time for that. We got a shortage of officers. We ain't got time for that. You deal with that yourself. You got insurance. You deal with that yourself. If ain't nobody get killed or ain't nobody life on the line, we ain't got time for that. Right? So it says, matter of fact, I'm gonna read verse 16. I'm gonna go back down to 17. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right? So that's talking about those greater evils. The Lord said the love of many go wax cold in these last days. Right? Like I said, every 10 minutes I see the news, you got people killing each other, killing their own kids, husbands killing their own wives killing their own husbands, all type of madness going on, right? Verse 17, it says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So in these last days, you starting to see these evils increase, right? The poverty rate is going up. The kidnapping rate is going up, right? The murder rate is going up. I'll be looking at the crime rate in at the cities and states, and I'm starting to notice that even in so-called middle class areas, right? in so-called middle class areas, you got to increase a crime rate, right? I'm talking about areas that's supposed to be so-called nice in the suburbs. You got an increase of poverty and crime rate going on, right? Places that you're supposed to be safe at, right? So that's why the Lord said evils go increase, right? So verse 17, I'm going to read it again. It says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein, right? And like I said, all you see is evils increasing, right? Shalom, shalom, King. Hey, shalom to everybody that's jumping in, right? Shalom, shalom, right? So for those who don't know that just jumping in, we just going into Second Esdras 14 and 17, right? So I'm going to read it again for everybody that's jumping in. I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So like I said, evils increasing, right? Every day the Most High showed me a reason why you gotta stay in this truth, why you gotta be diligent in these last days. Literally every single day I'm reminded how blessed that I am to have another chance to repent. Every time I turn around, lately I don't know what's been going on, but every time I go outside, I'm riding to work, I'm riding around, it seems like it's always a car accident. I'm talking about every day. Like I turn my head, damn 3 cars crash into each other. You see a car flipped over in a damn ditch. I was riding on the highway not too long ago, and I seen the damn ambulance, and they was pulling somebody out on the body bag. It was a damn car. It was flipped upside down, and they was stretching somebody out on the body bag in the middle of the highway, right? So all these things is coming to pass in these last days. Like I said, you got the murder rate going up, the poverty rate going up in areas that you never would have even thought of, in so-called suburb areas, middle class areas. You got an increase in people robbing each other, breaking in people's houses, people carjackings, right? It says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein, right? So why are these things happening in these last days, right? Because a lot of people, a couple years ago, they were still in the mentality that America was going to be great again, right? For some reason, especially our people, they still think that this place going to last forever, right? But slowly and slowly, every single day, you seeing the Most High bringing great wrath and destruction to this place, right? It seemed like the Lord then sucked all the life out of this place. Everybody depressed, everybody sad, everybody stressed out, right? Inflation going up, right? Even these damn devils out here, even they mad. You used to walk around and see Edomites walking their dog. They used to be smiling. They used to have their Starbucks in this hand, walking their dog with the other hand, jogging up the street. Hey, when I get up in the morning, I ride past, I see these Edomites, they be walking their dogs, they be all frowned up, they be looking all mad. I'm like, damn, what you mad for? You got a damn Benz in your damn garage. You got a Benz, a Range Rover, a BMW. You living in a nice big house. But even these damn devils mad, because in their spirit they know that the Lord is destroying their kingdom right before their eyes. Right? Every time I'm out on the streets, I see an increase homeless and poor so-called white people. Right? It used to be all Jakes out there. It used to be Jake be the one on the corner posted up at the store with a sign talking about he needs some change. Not every single time I go out, you got damn a group of Edomites sitting out there on the corner with them, please help me signs. I'm homeless. Right? So, everybody that had that so-called American dream, that still think America gonna be great again, the Lord is giving them a rude awakening. For those who know that, this place was never meant, it was no kingdom upon the face of the earth that was ever meant to reign forever, right? The only kingdom that was made to reign forever when you read the book of Daniel was the kingdom of the saints, right? And we all know the saints is the children of Israel, right? The kingdom of Israel is the only kingdom upon the face of the earth that was made to reign forever. All these other nations, they had their time, right? For those who think America was going to reign forever, they don't know history, right? Egypt had their time to rule. Babylon had their time. Greece and Rome, they had their time. So America was fitted for destruction, right? So let me go to, matter of fact, let me go to, let's see. Slovakia. Right. So like I said, why is the evils increasing in these last days, right? Because remember, the Lord said that when the wicked are in rulership, the people go mourn, right? So this kingdom that was established off the blood, sweat, and tears of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, this place was fitted for destruction. Just like every other heathen kingdom that had the Israelites in captivity, right? So the Lord said, in these last days, these people go mourn because the wicked is in rulership, right? That's why the Lord said the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who is that wicked nation that's ruling this kingdom right now? That's got all these uproars and wars going on, right? These people so damn evil and wicked, they can't even distribute the riches that they stole and distribute it equally amongst their own people. It shouldn't be no so-called poor Europeans, right? We just look, I was in DC a few days ago, right? And I don't know the name of the street, but you got this one, and if y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But in DC, they got this big ass park. It's like in the downtown area where they got a whole bunch of tents set up. And it's a whole bunch of poor, homeless people living in these tents. They got a giant park with a whole bunch of tents. And when we roll past and you look in the area, you starting to notice that most of those people living in those tents are so-called Europeans, right? In the downtown DC area, you got a lot of homeless Europeans, right? Posted up on the streets with a damn please can I have some change sign, right? Please help me, I'm homeless. Please can you buy me a sandwich, right? So why are these things happening these last days? How the hell did these people get a 400 to 500 year head start and they still at the bottom of their own kingdom, right? Why are these things going on in these last days, right? So who is this nation that the Lord said was going to be ruling in the last days that he said the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? In second Esdras, it said evils will be increased, right? And the world will wax weaker through age. Why are these things happening? Right? So let me go to I'm gonna go to First Maccabees. Let me go do this in First Maccabees. I'm gonna go to First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. Right? It says, in those days went there out of Israel Salakia. No, that's not what I want. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Verse 7, it says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. Right? And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Right? And for all those who know the history about the establishment of the Greek kingdom, right, those people that ruled the Greek kingdom were so-called Europeans, or what they call today so-called white people, right? The Edomites according to the Bible. So when these people came into power, it said that evils were increased upon the earth, right? So when the so-called white man came into world power, evils was increased upon the earth. Right? Who ruling the world today? The same nation that was ruling the kingdom of the Greeks is ruling this kingdom today. Right? So for all those who shocked to what's going on in the world today, if you know history, you wouldn't be in shock. Right? Or why are these horrible things happening in America? What's going on with the economy in America? Right? Why are these murders increasing, the crime rate increasing, inflation increasing, right? This what people talk about on an everyday basis. This the thing, the things that I hear in these streets every day, right? But if our people knew history and knew the Bible, they won't understand why these things are going on in these last days. The Lord said when the so-called white man came into power, evils will increase upon the earth, right? The same nation that's in power right now, that rule this kingdom right now, it's the same thing. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Evils are increasing in the earth in these last days because the wicked are in rulership. Right? Right? So let me go to this and right? I'm going to go to this in Isaiah 33 and 6, right? So, the people that's not in this truth, man, that's why we try so hard to go out there and wake our people up, because when these evils increase in these last days, if you not, keeping the Lord, law, statutes, and commandments, then it ain't gonna be good for you. Like I said, you got these single mothers out here getting kidnapped, getting their houses broken into, getting they cars broken into. They crying and weeping, calling the police. Oh, my car just got broken into. Oh, somebody broke in my house and stole this and that. And sorry to hear that, man. You got insurance? Okay, well, you gonna have to take care of that. We got a shortage of officers. We can't, we can't do nothing for you. If ain't nobody life in danger, we can't do nothing for you. Right? So the police ain't gonna save you in these last days. Right? So if you don't got the protection of the Lord, then I don't know what to tell you. Right? Our people think that the police out here to protect and serve. After all the horrible things that these damn devils did to you, our people seen what happened to Trayvon Martin, with George Floyd. I could go on and on, right? But for some reason, they still think that the police and you know this American government has their best interests at heart, right? For some reason, they still think their slave master is gonna protect them in these last days, right? Shalom, shalom, King, shalom. Yeah, shalom to everybody that's hopping in, right? Right. So you know who gonna protect you in these last days, right? Is the police gonna protect you? Is your money gonna protect you? Is your fame gonna protect you? How you gonna be protected in these last days where evils are increasing every single day, right? So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." So the Lord said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, not money, right? A lot of our people still got the so-called American dream, right? Where they think, you know, they can flourish in this society by, you know, having a certain amount of funds, right? But that's not gonna do nothing for you, right? It don't matter how much money you got, right? You think these racist ass police care about how much money a so-called Negro got? You think the Proud Boys care about how much money these Negroes got? Shoot, that make them want to kill you even more. If they see a so-called black man doing better than them financially, that makes them want to kill you even more. That make you even more of a target, right? That's how these these race soldiers, that's how they think. They're like, damn, this supposed to be my kingdom. I'm supposed to be on top. How the hell is these Negroes in a better position than me? How did this happen? That put even bigger target on your head, right? So your money ain't gonna save you in these last days. These damn police, they damn sure not gonna save you in these last days, right? I don't understand why our people think the police go protect them after seeing what the police been doing to them for hundreds of years, right? The first thing a Negro want to do when something happens to him, he want to dial 911, right? And like I said, those things that happened at my job with the cars getting broken into, a lot of that been going on with so-called single mothers, right? So these women, the so-called black women, they think, you know, every time something happen, they want to call their slave master. They want to call the police, right? They ran the father, their children away, but they think the police go protect them, right? So the Lord is taking away all your comfort in these last days, right? Anything that you putting above the Most High gonna take that away from you in these last days, right? So if you put your faith in the police, the Lord finna take that away. You putting your faith in this American government, the Lord finna take all that away, right? You putting your faith in government assistance, the Lord go take that away. The days is coming where somebody go break in your house, somebody go break in your car. Well, that's already going on, but it's gonna get even worse and worse. Like I said, the police, if it ain't about no bodies, if ain't nobody life on the line, they don't care about it. They tell you straight up, they say, oh, somebody broke in your car, they stole your money, your credit cards, you got insurance, you take care of that. We ain't got time for that, right? But soon it's gonna get to the point where even if somebody, it's bodies involved and somebody life on the line, they're not gonna care about that neither, right? It's gonna be so much death and destruction going on this earth. The damn police department and the hospitals they're not gonna have enough people to take care of all that. Right? Shoot, where I come from, it's already like that. It's so many people getting killed and murdered. You call the police, somebody just that got shot up. You call the police, they ain't gonna come for another 2-3 hours. Right? So all that is gonna be the norm in these last days. Right? The murder rate go increase, the crime rate go increase. Right? People gonna be out here trying to call the police, call the ambulance, but guess what? The ambulance, they gonna take about 2 or 3 hours just to get there. By the time they get there, the person gonna be dead already. By the time the police get there, people gonna be dead already. Bodies gonna be dropped already, right? And it's gonna get to the point where you go keep calling these people, and then that's gonna be it. They're gonna be shut off. You go call 911, and all you hear is a loud buzzing on the other side, right? So the Lord finna take away the so-called police department, the so-called hospitals, right? So what you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans go do in these last days where you can't call on the police? You can't depend on the police. You can't depend on this government assistance, right? You can't depend on Jake out here still depending on the so-called president. You got Negroes out here wearing Trump 2024 hats. Negroes out here wearing MAGA hats, Make America Great Again, right? And they wonder why all these horrible things is happening in this world, especially to our people, right? Our people want to put their faith in everything else but the Most High, right? So let me read this again. This Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times," right? So for the service of the Lord, wisdom and knowledge gonna be the stability of our times. Not the not the government, not the police force, not no damn how much money you got. Cause in these last days, it don't matter how much money you got. When they shut down all these supermarkets and they enforce martial law, right? How you gonna know how to survive without these scriptures, right? The service of the Lord, the Lord go protect us in that day. We gonna know how to survive, right? We gonna know the clean foods to eat and what you can't eat in these last days. The Lord go give us the spirit to know how to grow our own food, right? But these, the rest of these so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? The rest of these Israelites that don't know about this truth, that don't know about the laws of the Lord, they not gonna make it. Just think about it. Our people are dependent on the police department. The same people that kill you, that's who you dependent on. How far have you fallen if you dependent on the same people that murder you in the streets on live television? Right? And they about to get rid of paper money also, debit card system. Right, yeah, that's right. Hey, that's crazy because I was reading about that earlier. Well, I believe, what was that? I think it was Starbucks or something like that. They said that, I believe at the beginning of October, they not going to accept money no more. Everything going to be done. You got to use your card or something like that. Right? So that's just another, another point going on to how these evils going to increase in these last days. How slowly and slowly the Lord is destroying the kingdom of America, right? The dollar ain't worth nothing no more, right? The dollar ain't worth nothing, right? Soon they ain't gonna accept money no more. You gonna have to use your, these cards, and they implanting chips and stuff in people and all type of madness, man. Right? Like I said, every time you turn on the news, it's something crazy going on. I was looking at some articles earlier about world news, and I seen, this one crazy lady killed her children. A couple weeks ago, this one brother, he killed his children, right? Shoot, I was looking at something an hour ago. They were saying in Mississippi, they said something about one of their main water facilities shut down or something like that. So they don't even have reliable drinking water out there in Mississippi, right? So who you go call on in these last days, right? Who you go depend on in these last days, right? You really go depend on this American government. You go depend on the so-called police department, right? Hey, the service of the Lord, we go depend on YAHAWAH'S and YAHAWAH'S, right? Yeah, the brother said in Jackson, right? Yeah, that's right. In Jackson, yeah, it was in Jackson, Mississippi, right? They said they had shut down one of their main water facilities or something. They ain't even got no reliable drinking water. Imagine that. And these people be looking at us like we crazy when we go out there and tell them that, look, it's a famine coming. The Lord finna shut down all this food and water. And they look at us like we crazy. They say, man, these Negroes crazy. What they talking about? America with no water? Hey, we go see what they got to say now. We go say, why don't you go ask them people in Mississippi and ask them if it's the fairy tale, right? Go down there to Mississippi and ask those people, is that a fairy tale? We've been telling you about the famines, right? It's gonna be a shortage of food, shortage of water, shortage of gas, and people think we crazy. All right, why don't you go out there to Jackson, Mississippi, and see what's going on, right? So the Lord said evil is gonna increase in these last days. You know how much people go lose their damn minds when they can't even get no damn clean water. Right? You see how people was losing their minds when they shut down. It was a shortage of gas out here about a year ago. Or about a year ago now? People was fighting. They was scrapping at the gas stations. People was damn near finna kill each other, right? So these things ain't finna get better. Everything finna get worse and worse, right? Every single day I hear people out in the world talking about, yeah, well, I don't know how long I can continue to pay for this $5 gas, man. I can't do this for too much longer, man. They not giving me no raise at my job. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Right? Maybe it'll get better soon. Maybe, it'll drop back down. Maybe when we vote for another president and he'll change the prices. He'll fix inflation. Right? Our people are delusional. It don't matter who the hell you vote for next, they're not gonna fix it. Ain't no fixing nothing. Right? This place is fitted for destruction, right? How many times you go continue to vote for the next president and depend on them to fix your situation and sit back and watch nothing happen? Well, maybe we'll try again in another 4 years. Right? So let me finish this off in Isaiah. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? Most High told us not to set a king over us. That's not of our nation. That's right. Right? But our people, you know, that's how you know our people is the same people during the time of Egypt. Because as soon as they left, they said, set a king over us, right? They want to be like these other nations where they want these heathens to rule over them, right? And when these heathens come in and they don't do a damn thing for them, our people so delusional that they want to, well, maybe we'll try again. Maybe Biden, we thought he was going to do something, but you know, maybe we'll try again. Right? Hey, you can't, the Lord says this place is waxing weaker and weaker through age. It ain't no more make America great again. It ain't no more whoever the hell you vote for the next president, they not gonna do nothing for you. Right? Right? So the Lord said in these last days, evils go increase, and this world is waxing weaker and weaker, right? So in these last days, what should be our main goal? What should be our main focus, right? I'm talking about the brothers and sisters that's in this truth, right? What should your main focus be in these last days while the world is waxing weaker and weaker, right? Because, you know, at first I started off talking about what's going on with the people that's in the world, but now we go flip it over to the people that's in the truth. Because, you know, the people that's out there in the world, they not go, you know, understand this, right? Lord willing, some of them might, but the Lord said 2/3 got to be destroyed. So a lot of our brothers and sisters that's in the world, they go continue to put their trust in America. They go continue to put their trust in the government assistance and the police department, right? But those that's in the truth, right, that claim to be prophets and servants and stuff like that, what should we be doing in these last days, right? Right? How should we be conducting ourselves in these last days while this kingdom is crumbling, right? What should we be doing these last days? So what do you see going on in Israel right now? Right? You see a lot of strife, a lot of contention, a lot of slandering, right? A lot of debating going on, right? So what are we supposed to be doing as a servants of the Lord that know about this truth? What are we supposed to be doing in these last days, right? But I'm gonna get into that a little bit too real quick. We ain't gonna get real deep. Right? I'm gonna get a few precepts on that, right? So in these last days, what shall we be doing as a servants of the Lord, right? This the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1, right? Everybody know this. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, right? So the Lord said in these last days, we got to gather ourselves together, right? Because like we just read in Second Esdras, right? The Lord said this world is waxing weaker and weaker. And that don't just affect the people that's in the world, that affect the people that's in this truth too, right? Because for some reason, just because you in this truth, people think that, you know, all these blessings supposed to just miraculously come to them, right? And I heard brothers in the truth talk about this. They say, well, I'm in the truth, man. Why am I struggling like this? Why is the Lord doing this to me? Right? Right? Why am I going through all these trials and tribulations? Well, I'm going to show you why. The Lord go show you why. Right? For some reason, just because you in this truth, you think that these things not, you know, they can't affect you. Right? These things can affect you too. We literally living in the days where You can't even go to the damn grocery store without your life being on the line, right? We all seen what happened in Buffalo. You could walk to the grocery store and get some damn groceries, and the damn white supremacists could pop up out of nowhere and shoot up everybody in the store, right? These things can happen to anybody, right? We in this truth, people in the truth got kids, right? Our kids got to go to school, right? You got people shooting up schools, right? What's stopping your child's school from being shot up, right? So like I said, in these last days, if you so caught in the truth, you gotta while this world is waxing weaker and weaker, you gotta wax stronger and stronger. You gotta increase in your prayers, you gotta increase in your fasting, you gotta increase, right, in keeping these commandments. Right? It's room for improvement for everybody. Right? For myself included. Right? Like I said, you got all grocery stores getting shot up, schools getting shot up, right? You don't think people in the truth got kids that go to elementary schools, right? Everybody can't do homeschooling. You might be a single mother in this truth and you got kids and you got to, you work 2 jobs. You might have to take your kids to school, right? So what's stopping your child's school from getting shot up, right? The Most High can bring judgment upon anybody, right? People think because they come in the truth, they got their fringes on, they grow their beard out, they go through a couple trials and tribulations. They're like, man, we in this truth, man. I thought the Lord said, we gonna be blessed when we keep the commandments, right? Our people delusional even in the truth. They come in the truth, they say, well, man, I come in the truth, man. I'm supposed to get a raise at my job, man. I'm supposed to have all these blessings just come my way, right? You've been in the truth for 2 years. You think all these blessings just supposed to come your way, right? You think you're supposed to get a promotion at your job and the Lord just go do all these miraculous things for you? It don't work like that, right? Right? When you come in this truth, and I'm just learning this myself, you gonna go through a lot of stuff that you might be going through worse stuff than people in the world going through, right? But you gotta ask yourself, why are these things happening? Just because you come in the truth don't mean the Lord just go give you all these damn blessings, right? 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 And people think that, a blessing is always gonna be given to you in a good way. Right? Who told you that? Who told you that a blessing was always good? I mean, a blessing is a good thing, but who told you that, just because you go through, you go through a tough situation that you're not being blessed? Everything that come your way in these last days, you got to take it as a blessing, right? Even I slip up with that sometimes myself. I'm like, damn, man, I don't know how long I could go through this, right? Damn, I thought I was doing something right. I thought I was doing good. Why am I going through all these things? But then you got to catch yourself like, wait a minute. Everything that happened to you, you got to take it as a blessing. Just because you in this truth, that don't mean you not go, you not go through trials and tribulations, right? The Lord said evils go increase upon this earth, right? This world go wax weaker through age, right? The servants of the Lord, we got to go through these trials and tribulations as well, right? As a matter of fact, let me bring out one of my favorite precepts, right? This is one of my favorite precepts, right? This the book of I'm going to go to the book of Psalm, chapter 119, and I'm going to read verse 71, right? So this the book of Psalm, chapter 119, verse 71. This King David, right? This is one of my favorite precepts. It says, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, right? Because a lot of our people, they don't like being afflicted. They don't like being tried through the fire. They don't like going through trials and tribulations. In these last days, you got people that were so caught in the truth for 10, 15, 20 years that's falling out, right? Because of things that, you know, trials and tribulations that happened in their life that they couldn't take, right? The Most High could have took a loved one from you. He could have, you know, you could have lost your job. You could have, you know, anything could have happened. A lot of people, oh man, why did this happen to me? I keep all the commandments. I keep all the feast days. You know, I know all the breakdowns. I know all the prophecies. I go out on the streets and I bring it out mighty every week. Why is this happening to me? You can't think like that. The King David, he said, it is good for me that I have been afflicted. How many of us had that mind state in these last days? It's good for me that I have been afflicted, right? So he count that as a blessing. He said, hey, it's a blessing that the Lord is afflicting me. Because then the Lord say, those that he loved, he go chastise. And he was go put through the fire, right? So if you're not going through no trials and tribulations in these last days, then hey, you should be scared. You should be, hey, if everything was all damn handy dandy in my life every day, something would be wrong with that, right? Because the Lord said he chastised those that he loved, right? He said we go be tried through the fire, right? So if you're not being tried in the fire and you're not going through trials and tribulations, then hey, maybe you need to examine yourself. If everything goddamn handy dandy in your life and everything all nice and sweet, then hey, you should be scared. Because you got to remember, every time that you're going through something, remember that the Lord is dealing with you. Even though, you know, it might be overwhelming, you got to remember that at least you know that the Lord is still dealing with you, right? Because if you ain't going through nothing, hey, the Lord probably, he didn't gave you over. He probably didn't gave you over to the world. If you just came in the truth and then all of a sudden all these riches and stuff just pop up out of nowhere and all these good things happening and you ain't going through no trials and tribulations in these last days, then the Lord, he wants you to be comfortable in this captivity. He wants you to be like these Negroes that's in the world talking about America not so bad. You know what? America not so bad. I got a promotion at my job, man. I won the lottery. I'm doing good, man. Right? Hey, the Lord might not be dealing with you, right? So it's a blessing to go through trials and tribulations, right? It says, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. So King David said, it's good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. Because every time I go through something, I don't think about it as, oh, this is horrible. You know, the Lord don't love me, right? You got to think of like, dang, maybe I got to examine myself. What did I do? You know, what did I do that I wasn't supposed to do? What could I be doing better, right? That's the things, that's the mind state that you got to be in these last days, right? Right, verse 72, it says, the law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver, right? So the service of the Lord, we're not looking for riches in this captivity, right? King David said, the law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver, right? We're trying to thrive to be perfect in these last days, right? Hey, we love being tried through the fire. We love to be corrected. We love to be chastised from the Lord and go through trials and tribulations, right? Because that make us mentally and spiritually stronger, right? So a lot of brothers that's been in this truth for 10, 15 plus years, they go through a couple trials and tribulations and you know they out the truth because maybe this wasn't meant for them, right? I always say the Lord, just because the Lord try you through the fire, that don't mean you gonna make it out, right? Everybody not gonna get tried through the fire and come out gold. Some people go get tried through the fire and come out ashes, right? This ain't made for everybody. Just because you've been in the truth for 15 years, that don't mean you safe, right? The Lord could have been using you for that a certain amount of time, and he don't need you no more, right? That's why the Lord said, "He that endureth unto the end," right? So the servants of the Lord, what should we be doing in these last days while this world is waxing weaker and weaker, right? And I'm going to go back to that in Zephaniah. The Lord said, in these last days, it's time to gather yourselves together, right? Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. So the Lord said it's time to gather yourselves together before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. The Lord is bringing his fierce anger upon this nation, upon this wicked kingdom, right? So if you were servant of the Lord, what are you doing in these last days? Are you trying to gather with your people and build up your nation, or are you too busy trying to cause strife and contention, right? Are you too busy slandering and trying to get into vain babblings and debates with brothers, right? Right. Bring this out. Right. Matter of fact, let me bring this out too, right? So like I said, in these last days, we got to gather ourselves together, right? Now it's not the time to be debating with brothers and slandering and being prideful, being puffed up and arrogant, right? Like we could leave all those things for the people in the world. If you so called in this truth, you gotta gather with your brothers, right? A lot of people not trying to gather together because of certain doctrines and you believe in this, I believe in that. Some brothers think they got, they just know it alls and they just know everything and they don't got to listen to nobody. They ain't got to take correction from nobody. Like I said, if you got that type of spirit, you might as well just stay in the world. You might as well be one of those Negroes. Yeah, I'm going to do what I want to do. Right? Well, you continue to do what you want to do. And like I said, you might be one of these Negroes that, that be in the damn grocery store and get popped up by a white supremacist, right? You might send your kids to school and then you see your kid's school on the news and the school then got shot up by a white supremacist, right? And then you sitting there talking about, oh my God, Lord, why did this happen, right? You know why this happened, right? Maybe you was too busy glorifying and worshiping yourself and putting other things before the Lord, right? And like I said, the Lord, anything that you worship or that you put before the Most High gonna take that away in these last days, right? A lot of people glorify their doctrine over the Most High because the Most High told you to gather together with your brothers, right? A lot of people put whatever they believe in above what the Lord told them, right? Let me bring this out. This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 20, right? Like I said, now we're talking about the brothers and sisters that's in this truth, right? What shall we be doing in these last days while the world is waxing weaker and weaker? It says, if a man say, I love God, and the brothers that's so called in the truth, the brothers and sisters that's in this truth, everybody go claim that they love God. Of course, everybody in the world claim that they love God. They don't know what that means, but Of course, the brothers and sisters in this truth, we claim that we love God, right? But listen to this part. If a man say, I love God, and hate of his brother, he is a liar. So anybody can say, I love God. You know, I love God. I keep his commandments. I keep all the feast days. I know all the breakdowns. So you know all the breakdowns, right? But you still hating your own brother, right? People out here that so-called in the truth right now, they claim that they love God, but they hate their own brother, right? We love, so like it says, if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. So if you claim that you love the Lord, but you hate your own brother, the Lord said you a liar. He said, how the hell you go claim that you love me, but you don't even love your own brother who you see every day? Right? Are you loving your own brother in these last days? And what does loving your brother mean? When I say love the Lord say love your brother, that's not just talking about the brother that's in your congregation, right? A lot of people, you know, they got it all mixed up in these last days. Well, yeah, if you're not in my congregation, you know, we don't congregate with nobody else, right? If you're not in my congregation, you don't have the truth. If you're not in my congregation, you know, you're not written in the book of life. But you claim that you love God though, right? That don't make no sense. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, hey, the Lord don't give a damn about your congregation, right? And a lot of people are like, oh my God, what did he say? I'm gonna say it again. The Lord don't give a damn about your congregation. What scripture say that the Lord is coming back to save a certain congregation? Right? I want to see that verse. You got grown ass men out here talking about, if you're not in my congregation, you know, you're not written in the book of life. If you're not in my congregation, you're not making it to the kingdom of heaven. We up under commander in chief and captain such and such, right? You know, we got 144%, bro. You ain't got 144% nothing, man. The hell is you talking about? If you're not up under commander in chief, general, captain, such and such, then we not doing that, right? If you go be in that type of spirit, you ain't gonna make it in these last days. Hey, the true service of the Lord, we not up under general, captains, none of that. We up under YAHAWAH'S, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. That's who we up under. The Lord is not coming back for one congregation. It's not about your damn congregation, right? You gotta have love for brothers that's in any congregation, right? We just had the summit about a month and a half ago, and you had brothers from all different congregations. You had YAHAWAH'S camp, you had House of David, you had brothers from Sons of Thunder, brothers from SUC, brothers from Salaki, if I name your camp, brothers from all over the country, right? Different camps from all over the country. And that's beautiful, right? You're supposed to congregate with your nation. It's not about your congregation, right? All throughout the scriptures, the Lord was dealing with the nation of Israel. The Lord not dealing with a specific congregation, right? We a nation of people before we a camp. We a nation of people before we a congregation, right? So if you in a mind state, well, if you ain't in my congregation, I'm not gathering together with you. The Lord said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. He didn't say, oh camp, oh congregation, right? The Lord don't give a damn about your camp or your congregation, right? The Lord is dealing with the nation of Israel. I don't give a damn about what camp or congregation you in. If you were a blood descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and if you keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, hey, you my brother and you my sister, man, right? So in these last days, while this world is waxing weaker and weaker, we got to come together as a nation, right? Because the Lord said two are better than one. The Lord said, gather yourselves together. The Lord said, matter of fact, let me get this in Hebrews 10:25, right? This the book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together. So the Lord said in these last days, don't forsake the assembly of yourselves together. Don't forsake the assembly of brethren together because, you know, they're not in your congregation. They got a different breakdown about such and such, and you got a different breakdown, right? You got you keep the Sabbath day, the lunar Sabbath. They keep the Saturday, Friday to Saturday Sabbath. Well, I'm not dealing with them. Them Negroes wicked, right? They keep the new moon for the dark moon. You keep the new moon for the full moon or the first sliver or whatever, right? So well, I'm not dealing with them. If you're not in my camp, you're not in the book of life. Over here, we got 100% truth, right? So in these last days, if you don't put aside all that pride and that arrogance, you're going to be caught up just like the people in the world caught up. Next thing you know, you going to be asleep. Somebody go bust through your damn house with a damn AK, and now you sitting there like, damn, Lord, how did this happen to me? Right? I thought I was your servant. Why? How did this happen to me? Well, maybe because you wasn't loving your brother like the Lord told you to. Maybe because you wasn't gathering together like the Lord told you to, right? Maybe you was too busy worshiping yourself. Maybe you was too busy worshiping another man and being a damn man pleaser and glorifying other men. Yeah, we up under Captain and General such and such. Captain, Commander, Chief, King, Fifth from Heaven, such and such. Well, let's see what Commander and Chief and General and all these titles. Let's see what the hell he gonna do for you in these last days. Let's see if he go bring you deliverance, right? Let's see if he can give you salvation in this captivity, right? It ain't nothing wrong with respecting and reverencing, you know, somebody, reverencing your elders or whatever. But when it get to the point where you glorifying these people, you glorifying yourself, you glorifying another man, right? That's when it gets to the point where you making somebody a damn idol, right? You putting your trust and faith in man, right? This the book of Jeremiah. So I'm going to go to Jeremiah 17 and 9. This the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at, I'm going to go to verse 5. So this the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. So in these last days, if you trusting in man, the Lord said you cursed, right? In these last days, whoever the leader of your congregation, they're not going to give you salvation. Yeah, you can learn stuff from them, right? But they're not going to give you salvation. They're not going to protect you in these last days. The Lord going to protect you, right? If you loving your brother like he told you to. If you gathering together like he told you to, right? So if all this wickedness that's going on in the world in the last days, if it just so happened to come past your way, don't be surprised, right? They'll be like, oh my God, how did this happen to me? I thought the Lord said the angels was go encamp round about me because I keep the commandments. Brother, what? Brother, what? Brother, you not keeping the simple commandment. The Lord said, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. You can't even keep that commandment. You know all the breakdowns, you know all the deep prophecies and this and that, and you got 100% truth and all this garbage, but you can't keep a simple you can't keep a simple commandment. People be trying to get so deep and people get so high-minded that they skip past the simple stuff, right? So the Lord said, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord, right? For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and a salt land and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is, right? So the Lord said, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, right? Not the man that trusteth in man, right? So if you trust in man in these last days, you're not going to make it. Why this world is waxing weaker and weaker, right? Why evils are increasing upon the face of the earth, right? Why the crime rate, the murder rate is going up. Why all these plagues, all these damn plagues and so-called natural disasters coming upon the earth. If you get caught up in that, right, don't be surprised. If you a man pleaser, right? If you put in your trust in man and not putting your trust in the Lord, right? People putting their trust in their damn camp leader before they put their trust in the Lord, right? Like I said, I started off going into the people of the world, but now we're talking about the people in this truth. Because like I said, that's a short topic to talk about the people in the world. Like I said, Lord willing, some of them come into the truth, but if not, then they gonna be part of that 2/3 that's gonna get put to death, that's gonna be destroyed. But those that's in the truth, you're supposed to know this already, right? Like I said, you got a grown-ass man out here talking about, yeah, if you're not in such and such congregation, you're not written in the book of life. So you the Most High now. Only the Lord know who in the book of life. So you know who written in the book of life. Right? So if this the type of spirit that you in these last days, you're not gonna make it. The Lord said, cursed be the man that put his trust in man, right? And making flesh his arm, right? The Lord said in these last days, you got to gather yourselves together, right? The Lord don't care about the Lord don't give a damn about what Sabbath day you keep, when is your new moon, when is your Passover, right? The Lord said in Judges 5:11, we have to rehearse the righteous acts. So you don't want to congregate with other brothers because they keep a certain feast day, a different date than you, right? You know, that's going off, right? Brothers keep the Sabbath day a different day than you, so you know, they wicked. I ain't congregating with them, right? Matter of fact, let me get this in Colossians. This the book of Colossians chapter 2 verse 16. It says, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or of the new moon or of the Sabbaths. So the Lord said you're not supposed to judge your brother on what day he keep the Sabbath day, on what day he keep the new moon, or what day he keep any feast day, right? Like I said, we trying to rehearse the righteous acts in these last days, right? But you got these puffed up, prideful, arrogant people that just so, they know everything now, right? They know a couple precepts and now they know everything, right? Well, if you ain't in my congregation, I'm not dealing with you, right? So these things have to come to an end if we go make it in these last days. Like I said, we just had a summit a month and a half ago. You have brothers from all different congregations, right? You think all those congregations, you think we all keep the same Sabbath day? You think we all keep the same new moons? No. But we don't give a damn about that. You think I'm gonna hate my own brother because he keep a different Sabbath day than me? Right? That don't make no sense, man. You have all different congregations that you had them like 15 different congregations there at the summit. You think all of us got the same so-called doctrine or all of us keep the same high holy days? No. But it's deeper than that. The Lord said, gather yourselves together. Hey, like I said, I love any brother. If you a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you thrive to be perfect and keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, hey, you my brother, man. Right? The Lord said I got to lay down my life for my brethren. Not only the brother in my congregation, right? So like I said, these is just some of the things that we got to talk about in these last days, right? And I'm going to go back to that in 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter too, to finish it off. Right? It says, if you think you know everything, you're dead. Khan, that's right. Some brothers try to find a way to hate their brothers. Hey, and that's exactly what it is, right? People look for a reason to hate their own brothers, right? But if you in that type of spirit in these last days, you're not gonna make it, right? If you got the know-it-all spirit, if you got you got the spirit that will, if you ain't in my congregation, brother, you really think every single last person in your congregation go be with you in these last days when all hell break loose? So if you on the run, right? You really think every single last brother in your congregation go be with you in that day? So if you come cross paths with another brother that was in a different congregation, right? When all hell break loose, you gonna be like, you know what? I ain't gonna talk to that brother, man. If you in the middle of nowhere, you in the middle of nowhere, you ain't got no food, no shelter, and you run across another brother that was in a different congregation, and he got all that stuff. I don't mess with that brother, man. He was in such and such congregation. I don't mess with him. Well, brother, you gonna be starving in that day. You ain't gonna make it, man. Right? So, like I said, in these last days, man, if you in that spirit, you ain't gonna make it. Right? And I'm gonna get a couple more, right? So I'm gonna go back to that in 2nd Esdras 14 and 13. So like I said, now that we know that the evils is increasing and this world is waxing weaker and weaker in these last days, as a servants of the Lord, what shall we be doing in these last days, right? So matter of fact, I'm gonna read this in 2nd Esdras. I'm gonna start at verse 13. This 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, right? And now renounce corruption. So in these last days, you have to renounce corruption, right? So like I said, you might be so high-minded and puffed up and whatever the hell you got going on, you might offend somebody that just came in the truth. They come in the truth and all they see is you backbiting and slandering and talking down on people. Oh well, if they don't keep the Sabbath day the same as my congregation, then them niggas off. We don't rock with them niggas. Wait, what? So they niggas now, right? People in the truth throwing that word around like it's nothing, right? Like I said, a lot of these people, you can't tell the difference between, if you take off everything that they had, right? You take off all the shirts with the fringes, you take off the headbands and the garments and the armbands and all that, right? And you look at their character, you look at their spirit. A lot of these people got the same exact spirit as the people that's in the world, man. Straight up. If you didn't have, if some of these brothers and sisters, if they didn't have their fringes on and they didn't have on they so-called Israelite apparel, you couldn't tell the difference between them and the people that's in the world, right? Right. So the Lord don't give a damn about what you claim to be on the outside. What is your spirit looking like on the inside, right? That's why the Lord said, keep your garments white. That's not talking about your actual garment. That's talking about your spiritual garment, right? So the Lord said, verse 14, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, right? So you got to put off that weak nature. And that goes into a lot of different things, but that's that weak nature, man. If you a grown-ass man and you out here talking about, yeah, well, if you ain't in my congregation, you ain't up under Captain General, such and such, and you know, if you ain't studied up under my congregation, then you not written in the book of life. We got 144% truth. You ain't got the truth. You ain't gonna make it to the kingdom, right? You gotta put off that weak nature, man. That low key make you look effeminate, man. If you can't take correction in these last days, if you a man worshiper in these last days, if you a man pleaser in these last days, that make you look effeminate as hell, man. Right? Grown ass man. If you ain't in my congregation, you just a nigga. I can't rock with you. Well, I ain't talking to them. They keep the lunar Sabbath. Or they keep the Saturday Sabbath. Them niggas going off. Right? So the Lord said, put off that weak nature, man. If all you doing is slandering and talking down on brothers and talking behind people's backs and all that childish stuff, bro, that make you look effeminate as hell, man. That's what females do, man. Right? Right? Verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So greater evils go come upon the servants of the Lord, right? So if you in this truth, like I've been saying, a greater evils coming. They out here shooting up these white supremacists. They out here shooting up these jakes that's in the world. Right? Shooting up random people. You don't think these white supremacists know about the so-called black Hebrew Israelites? You don't think they know about that? If they hate these jakes out here, these regular jakes, how much more you think they hate us? We the ones that's out there calling them the damn devil to their face, man. Right? You don't think they want to see us dead? Right? So what are you gonna do in these last days? Are you gonna be, I'm gonna just rock with myself. I don't mess with these camps. All these camps wicked. You gonna be an individual, like, right? Well, I only mess with my camp, right? If you're not in my camp, I don't rock with you, right? You gonna be one of those type of brothers? Or are you going to gather together like the Lord told you to do? Oh, nation, not desire. Not old camp, not old congregation. The Lord said, O nation not desired, right? Add me before you go. Con, let me see. Salakia. Is you in, King? I think I added you in. I don't know if you. Shalom, King, can you hear me? Hold on, I can't even hear you. Let me see. Shalom, can you hear me?
So, can you hear me now?
Con, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, YAHAWAH'S, Barakatah.
YAHAWAH'S, what's going on, King?
Nothing much, brother. Yeah, man, this is powerful, brother. You bringing it out, man. You gonna save this?
Oh, Con.
Yeah, man. I love everything that you're saying, man. This is much needed because we at a time, bro, where a lot of brothers are not really uniting these different camps because of egos that are going around, man. There's a lot of egos, and I remember coming down. I think you brothers had went down to Greensboro one weekend, and I came down,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know that y'all was in Greensboro. So I went to a camp. I'm gonna call that camp, man, because I got the spirit that I approach a brother. It ain't got to be confrontational, but I want to approach to get off my chest what I need to get off. So
Right.
the camp was ISUPK, and they were down there, which they're
Mm-hmm.
diagonal from where y'all speak at, the same park.
Right.
And
Right.
went down. I said, okay, my brothers aren't down here, but these my brothers too. So I was on the phone with another brother that we both associate with, and that brother
Mm-hmm.
said, good luck. I said, well, yeah, man, I'm gonna give him a chance. I already know the spirit or whatever. So
Right.
I'm fringed up, everything. Brothers can see it. And I walked up to the brothers. The brothers was already looking at me wicked. So I bypassed that, and I said, well, can I at least get one of those flyers right there? So I
Mm-hmm.
grabbed one of the flyers, and I pieced up every brother that was right there. And when I turned to walk away, because I said, okay, the brothers ain't gonna deal with me, man. They not ain't gonna talk. So I don't even know why y'all down here. Y'all not ain't gonna say nothing to me. You're not gonna shalom. You're not gonna do nothing. I said, okay. So I began to turn away, and the head brother of that group, he stopped me. He said, hold on, bro, because he saw my fringes. He said, bro, what camp you with? I said, well, I'm affiliated with a YAHAWAH'S camp, but
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm just an Israelite, bro. So he said, okay, well, I see you got the fringes on and everything, you want to come in this the right way? So I said, what you mean the right way? So he said,
Right.
the right way, brother. I said,
Right.
what are you saying? He said, you
Right.
come with us or what? I said, brother, let me tell you something, man. I said, if y'all out here with the spirit of Yahweh by Yahweh Shah, then you are my brother, bro. If you
Right.
out here doing the will of the Father and the Son, brother, you walking in the path of the Son, brother, then you are my brother. So the brother smirked at me, man. And I know that smirk, bro. If you spiritual, you know that smirk. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, well, call me, bro. If you need something, bro, just hit me up on that flight. So I already knew what
Right.
that was, man. So this is all egos, man. You know,
Right.
we had to move past that, man. We got a problem with a brother, man. We got to address that. I mean, in haste, because we don't know, if we got the next minute, bro. Time is running out. And, bro, I love you. Salute. You know what I'm saying? I'll be, coming down there with y'all soon, bro. And
Come.
everything that you said, you bringing out, this is the spirit, bro. I know my father's voice, bro. So some of this
Come.
you address to me, because I'm not perfect. I'm filthy rags myself, bro. And we all are. So when we humble, the meek shall inherit the earth. When we humble
Right.
ourselves
Right.
or whatever, and we address our problems and be able to put our problems on the table to each other, then we'll be able to heal and see everything, man. But a lot of these camps have to be addressed, man. Because a lot of people are going off and a lot of people are hero worshiping or man worshiping or whatever, and it's just supposed to be the spirit of the Most High, bro. If you ain't got the Hakadash Ruach and you're not dealing with man, you off. Just period. I don't care how many people you got in your congregation or your camp. You know, it's in vain, man. You know, so it's turned a lot of people off because a lot of people see what we're saying and we're going with the scripture. If you know scripture, people know scripture. You know, so when they see and they say that it's seeing it's lining up, but they got character, it's a turn off. So when I say I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I'm not a black Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. People say, oh man, it's like a turn off. And I got to explain, which I don't mind, but I got to explain it because you have other camps out here who are not sincere with the word, man, and they're taking advantage of the word. Just because you know the word, man, that don't mean, you know, I came up in the era of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe said knowing is half the battle, you know. So that don't mean just because you know the scripture, that don't mean nothing. It's where your heart is, man. And you know, if it's lined up with the Most High, your mind and your heart, which is synonymous, is lined up with the Most High and His word, and you sincere about helping your people or whatever, then you go out. But if you go out and you just want to bash people and tear people up and tear them down or whatever, you chasing the flock away, man. You know, I went overseas. I seen for myself, bro, how a real sheep herder deal with his sheep. And not to hold you, bro, I just want to get this out. I said, brother, we were standing on the main road, right? And we were in what's the name of the place we was in, man? Telluride, okay? We were in Telluride, so we like in the desert, and we're on the main road, and you got the guardrail going around the curve in the main road, and a man was coming down with his sheep, man. He probably had 20 sheep, and he was coming down a dirt road from his house, and we watched him for a distance before he got to us. And 2 of his sheep went over to the other side of the guardrail where the main road was, while the other sheep were with him. He had a staff in his hand, and he said, "Yup, yup." And with just him making that sound, man, those other 2 sheep like to broke their neck to jump back over that guardrail to where the rest of the fold was at. So that goes in where my sheep hear my voice. I saw that, you know. So our people, man, are out here. They're sheep. Sheep are timid. Sheep are naturally humble. Sheep like dwell in the plains. They're not goats like dwell in the mountainous regions and are stubborn. You know, so our people are waiting to hear those true shepherds. And that true shepherd is going to come with sincerity in his heart. And meaning that I'm not about to raise you to eat you and devour you, but I want to guide you and protect you from these rabbits and these other beasts around here and these other men who seek to devour you. You know, so we got to play the part of the good shepherd. Everything our big brother did, man, that's how we got to walk. And everything that he faced, we're going to have greater to face than what he did because we are longer in the world, man. So that prayer that he gave us, man, I think it's in John 17. That whole chapter, that was for us. You know, time right now, man. So, brother, I know you sincere. I done seen you out there, man, and how you work, man. And be at your age, and the age ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, but you had the spirit of an elder, bro. You know, and you're sincere with this word, man. That's it, bro. I'm telling you. It's men out here, man, who have been in this truth longer than you, older than you, who don't have that spirit of sincerity, man. That want you want your people to wake up. You got an ancient soul, bro. And you know that. So I just came on to let you know that, bro, and let you know that your brother got your back, man. You know, you got my number. You hit me up or whatever you need, man. Like I'm like, brother, I mean that from my heart, man. You know.
Con,
And
con.
I haven't, forgot about y'all brothers, man. I love y'all brothers, man. You know,
Yeah, yeah, we love you too, King.
I'm gonna sit here the whole time from beginning to the end because you started saying certain things. I hear, I can hear my father's voice. I don't care how old you can be, how old, how young, I hear it, So that means I had to stick around because my father is talking. And if I'm the only one in here, then, then he's talking to me. But once you save it, it's going to go out to the rest of the world. But I had to stick around because I heard and I had to let you know that, man. So you continue to do,
Con.
man, and I love you. I don't want to hold you, man, and hold what you had to bring out or whatever, man. But I had to get that out.
No, you good, King. Yeah, like I said, we love you too, man. Lord willing, we see you soon.
Yeah, bro. All right, bro. All right, Shalom, man.
All right, Shalom, King. Be safe, man.
Oh, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm still with you, man. I'm still on, man. I'm still listening to you, man. I ain't want to interject, man. So Salaki, and YAHAWAH'S, YAHAWAH'S, Barakatah.
Con, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakatah. Shalom.
Shalom, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala. Con, praises. So, like the brother was saying, you got to be careful, how you portray yourself out here on these streets because, like the Lord said, you don't want to offend one of these little ones. You don't know who you talking to out there on the streets. You could be talking to somebody that, they might have been in the truth for a few months. They got their fringes, they come out there, they trying to, hear the word. They don't know nothing about camps. When I first came in the truth, I didn't even know about all the different camps and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking just to be edified. So you might be talking to somebody and, you might be out there slandering other brothers and, and then you might offend one of the little ones. And what did the Lord say about that? He said, if you offend one of these little ones, it'd be better if you would have tied a millstone around your neck and drowned. So you got to be careful how you portray yourself out there. Like I said, now is not the time to be arrogant and puffed up, and I got all the wisdom and knowledge, and I got all the breakdowns and all this and that. The Lord don't give a damn about what the hell you think you got, right? If you care about being a man pleaser in your congregation, then you care about your own nation, then that's an issue, right? It's not just about a certain congregation. Yeah, I love the brothers in my congregation, but it's not just about my congregation. It's about the whole nation of Israel, right? So you got to be careful on how you portray yourself out there, right? And I was going into this a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not a game. A lot of people, they turn the cameras on and then they turn into a whole different person. Right? They turn the cameras on, they think they a damn celebrity and this is a TV show. This is a reality TV show. Right? This ain't no damn TV show. This is real life. People out here getting killed every single day. I just said that. Every time I turn on the news, every time I read a news article, every 10 minutes, people is getting put to death, right? I mean, in all different type of ways. The Lord could put you to death. He got a million ways to put you to death, man. Every time I look at the news, somebody getting shot up, somebody getting a car accident, somebody catch a damn virus, a disease, people getting struck by lightning. People getting killed in earthquakes, tornadoes, landslides, hurricanes, right? The Lord said evils go increase in these last days, right? So let me finish this off. I stopped at verse 14. It says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. And haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away. And we all know, according to Psalm 119, 142, the truth is the laws of the Lord. So the laws of the Lord is fled far away from this land, right? When you look at this wicked kingdom, the only people, and you got millions of people in America, and you only got a handful of brothers out there on the streets, right? Being a light into the world, right? Standing up for, for what's right. The Lord said, who go rise up for me against the evildoers, and who go stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Out of all the millions of people that you got in America, you only got a handful of brothers that's standing up for the name of the Lord, right? It says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come which thou hast seen. So, like I said, the Lord is shortening the days. These days is flying by, faster and faster. Every week just flying by. We living in that time right now. What are you doing in these last days? Matter of fact, let me get this last precept, man. This is another one of my favorite precepts. This is the book of Syrac, chapter 17, and verse 1. It says, the Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. Verse 2, he gave them few days. So he only gave man few days, right? In a short time. So you only got a short time. So what are you doing with the few days and the short time that the Lord gave you? Are you too busy out here slandering, hating your own brother, backbiting and gossiping and tearing brothers down? Or are you trying to build your nation up? Are you trying to gather together like the Lord told you to before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon this wicked nation, right? What are you doing with your few days and short time that the Lord gave you? You know how many people that I grew up with that didn't get to see the age of 20, that didn't get to see 21, right? If you 20 or up and you in this truth, hey, that's a blessing, right? You can't take this for granted. You in the fourth quarter, you got a couple seconds left. What you gonna do? Are you gonna choke? Right? Are you gonna give up everything for this world and miss out on the kingdom? Or are you gonna gather together like the Lord told you to do and love your own people and love your own nation and come together and try to get this kingdom before it's too late? Right? I ain't got time to be out here slandering and talking about brothers and being a man worshiper and a man pleaser. I ain't got time for that. I got too much, going on right now. All I'm worried about is trying to learn these commandments, trying to keep these commandments, right? And try to gather together with my brothers, right? So if you out here, in these last days, if you so caught in this truth and you too focused on debating and getting into vain strifes and contentions and trying to cause division, then you gonna be sifted out, right? So the Lord said he gave them few days in a short time and power also over the things therein, right? Right? So like I said, in these last days, you got to be increasing in fasting, increasing in praying, right? Spend more time gathering together with your brothers, right? It don't matter what congregation or camp you with, right? Because like I brought out from the beginning, the Lord said evils are increasing in these last days. So are you waxing weaker and weaker as the world wax weaker and weaker, or are you waxing stronger and stronger as this world wax weaker and weaker, right? Ask yourself that question, right? So, like I said, I didn't really, have out a whole lesson wrote out and all that. This is something that the Lord put on my spirit this morning to bring out. And, that's just what it was, right? But I got to hop up off of here now, Lord willing, brothers and sisters can learn something from this. I definitely learned something from this, right? All praises to water for all the brothers and sisters that came in, right? But I'm finna hop up off of here. Again, this brother Yashawan by YAHAWAH with YAHAWAH'S camp. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Kwam Yashala to the nation of Israel, and Shalom.